Hello internet people on YouTube and my subscribers, thank you for subscribing. It's quite obvious what this is because you can see on the front this is the box of the Airfix Red Arrows Gnat, the Folland Gnat in Red Arrows scheme. I've been built other liveries of the this kit. I wasn't sure it was going to be this kit at first. I've been putting off doing it because I wasn't sure if they were still putting the previous tooling in here, but I'll show you later. It's the same tooling as I built already. It's the starter set. It's A55105. So you got your paints, and well, hopefully I can stir them back to life. I probably won't be using this. If I do, I'll use a cocktail stick to try and be more careful of how to put it out. But I usually use Revel Contactor Professional. We've got obviously on the starter set you get the decal information on the back of the box. This one was when they were in RAF Kemble in Gloucestershire, in the end of their use of the Gnat in 78-79, and this was probably how they were, although I can't remember them having the RAF, Royal Air Force, written on the side when I saw them last in 79, but I had to wait for them to land when I first went to a pleasure flight when I was 9 years old. So that's I don't know what that is. That's just a story. I'm waffling as usual. They've got XR977. Now traditionally they had an option for all the aircraft, but it's a starter set and it has only got a small, I'll show you later, it's got a small decal sheet. So but I've got some of the some older decals which I didn't use, which I may be able to build a different version. Anyway, it says Royal Air Force on the side. I prefer if they'd still had the one with the zigzag, the lightning bolt style on the forward fuselage there, but they've obviously gone for that. Anyway, that's the back. It's got the official merchandise, licensed product emblem sticker. I'm over 8, so that's good. Actually, I was 8 when I started building models. So inside I've got what you'd expect to find inside, like a model box, model through itself. I won't open it because you've seen this probably before, but it's the most recent tooling Airfix has done on the Gnat. It's quite a good kit, and I'll have to be careful this time to make sure the legs are, the wheels are balanced on the right height, because previously, before and after, it comes out much of that size. But that wheel is lower than that wheel on this build, so if you can tell, that's lower than that side, so I'll have to be careful when I build the Red Arrows version. So there's I've finished building it before. I can go with my Hawk Red Arrows then. Usual instructions from Airfix these days. Very good, very clear. Usual, start with the cockpit. Put the wheels in first with this. I don't necessarily agree with that, the way to do it, but because they got the wheel well excuse me, on the side, before you put the two halves of the fuselage together, they do it like that, and that's why I have to watch out. I put it on carefully and not have the uneven height of the wheels. Nothing much to see that I haven't shown you before. One of the builds of the Airfix Gnat. I like the top wing system, because then you don't have the seam down the back to you. The decal sheet I mentioned earlier, it's standard small decal sheet. And some of these, they're quite silver decals. I don't understand what's there, but they got reasons, I'm sure. Let's see what that's for. But wisely they've left the red out for the tail, because you can just use the paint that you've painted for the red for the red on the tail. You're doing a double up on that, and the registration is quite good, and the red dot is where it should be, in the middle. I don't know if XR977 is the one which is preserved at Kemble, because there is a Red Arrows Gnat preserved outside the control tower of Kemble, which is now called Cotswold Airport. But everybody thinks of it as Kemble, and I think it's referred to as Kemble on the radio. I was thinking of it as Kemble anyway. So maybe that's why they chose this version. But as I say, I've got lots of other possible options, so I'll see what I've got in my set of spare decals. That's pretty much all it is. Your Red Arrows Gnat. Now I've got this to be scheduled to be built next year when I do my Swedish kits as well. So I'll fit this one in. I've built it a few times, so I shouldn't have any problems. I'm pre-warned what the build goes together, so that should be quick enough. The red is different on this one to the Hawk. On the Hawk kits now, they call off something like 233 or 2 something as a special Red Arrows colour. But this is back in the time when they used signal red gloss, number 19, Hamburg 19. So I'm glad they've got an acrylic version of that here, which hopefully that'll mix up nice. And I'll use that. So there we are. That's the last, probably, of the 3 Gnats I'll be building from Airfix. And unless I find a yellow jacks, old kit I can build, which is what they had first time. Anyway, waffling on as usual. 7 minutes, 8 minutes is long enough to be listening to me. Thank you for all for watching, and cheerio.